I don't know what to say, guys, but here it is. I am reviewing on the worst horror movie ever made, in my opinion. What is it, you may ask me, that I'm ranting on and re-reviewing? Well, I am re-reviewing and ranting on the worst horror movie ever, called Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, from 1993. Yep, that is a movie that I am re-reviewing and ranting on today. So I hope you enjoy, folks. So let's get this rant started. Cue the intro, please. What's up, guys? Jonathan's Media Corner here again, and today I am re-reviewing and ranting on Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. It came in the year of 1993. So basically what the plot is, a few years later, meeting his demise in Manhattan, a resurrected Jason Voorhees returns to Camp Crystal Lake, where he stalks a lone woman. But, however, the woman is soon revealed to be an undercover FBI agent, and she lures Jason into an ambush, and where he is shot and obliterated by heavily armed FBI and SWAT agents. Jason's remains are sent to morgue, where his still beating heart insists the coroner to eat it, allowing the killer's soul to possess him. And Jason, in the coroner's body, escapes the morgue, killing another coroner and 2 FBI guards in the process. At Crystal Lake, Jason finds 3 partying teens and then kills them. When 2 police officers are called to investigate the murders, Jason kills one of them and possesses the others. Meanwhile, the bounty hunter Creighton Duke discovers that only members of Jason's bloodline can truly kill him, and he will return to his original near-invincible state if he possesses a family member. The only living relatives of Jason are his half-sister Diana Kimball, her daughter Jessica, and Stephanie, the infant daughter of Jessica and Stephen Freeman. Jason makes his way to Diana's house, where Stephen bursts in and attacks him. In the chaos, Diana is then killed and Jason escapes. Stephen is blamed for Diana's murder and arrested before meeting Duke, who reveals Jessica's relation to Jason. Determined to get to Jessica before Jason does, Stephen then escapes from jail. Meanwhile, Jessica is dating tabloid TV reporter Robert Campbell. Stephen goes to Voorhees' house to find the evidence of conference, but falls through rotten boards. Robert enters the upstairs room and receives a phone call which reveals that he is attempting to spice up his show's ratings by putting emphasis on Jason's return from death, having stolen Diana's body from the morgue for this reason. Jason bursts in and transfers his heart into Robert while the body he left melts. Jason leaves with Stephen in pursuit and attempts to possess Jessica in order to be reborn, but is disrupted by Stephen, who hits him and takes Jessica into his car. Stephen then temporarily stalls Jason by running him over. When he tries to explain the situation to Jessica, she disbelieves him and throws him out of the car before going into the police station. Jason arrives at the police station and kills all officers in his path to Jessica, whom he almost possesses before Steven stops him again. The chaos allows Duke to escape from his cell. Now believing Steven, Jessica goes with him to the diner to retrieve Stephanie before Jason does. And when Jason arrives, he is then attacked by the shop's owners, whom he kills along with waitress Vicky Sanders, who managed to shoot him with a shotgun and impale him with an iron rod. Jessica and Steven discover a note from Duke telling them that he has Stephanie and demanding that Jessica meet him at the Voorhees house alone. Jessica meets Duke and is given a mystical dagger, which she can use to permanently kill Jason. A police officer enters the diner where Robert Possess transfers his heart into him. Duke falls through the floor and Jessica is confronted by Landis and Randy Landis. Landis is accidentally killed with the dagger, but Jessica then drops. Jason possessing Randy attempts to be reborn through Stephanie, but Steven arrives and severs his neck with a machete. Jason's heart, which has grown into a demonic infant, crawls out of Randy's neck. Steven and Jessica pull Duke out of the basement, and Jason's heart discovers Diana's bodies and slippers into a vaginal orifice, allowing him to be reborn. While Steven and Jessica attempt to retrieve the dagger, Duke distracts Jason and is killed with a bear hug. Jason turns his attention to Jessica before Steven tackles him. The two battle while Jessica retrieves the dagger and stabs Jason in the chest, just as he was about to kill Steven. And as the souls Jason accumulated over time as released, demonic hands burst out of the ground and pull Jason into hell. Jason attempts to take Steven with him, but Jessica saves him. Steven and Jessica reconcile and walk off into the sunrise with their baby. Later, a dog unearths Jason's masks while digging in the dirt. Freddy Krueger's gloved hand bursts out of the dirt and pulls Jason's mask into hell. And that's basically what the plot is for the entire movie. Guys, what do I think about it? Honestly, this is the worst horror movie ever in my opinion. This is the absolute worst. The script was such a huge mess. It's really disgusting to me. Not only do I find the plot a huge mess and a huge mistake, but I thought it was really disgusting. Like, ugh. Like, was that the best plot that they could ever come up with? I've seen movies that had better plots than that. This was just pathetic. And the acting was just completely wasted. Everybody just pretended to act just so that they could make a little bit of money with it. And that's terrible of how they pretended to act. It just feels like that they just wasted their time with this movie, this god-awful movie. Why couldn't they be in better movies than that? I mean, honestly. They didn't have to appear in that, but they decided they want to, and they just wanted to pretend to act. The acting was just atrocious. It wasn't really suspenseful at all. It was just It was just cringeworthy to sit through. The whole entire thing was just cringeworthy. And I thought the writing was such a huge embarrassment. The writing... What could I say? once again, just like the plot, it was a huge mess. They could have done a much better job with it, but they wanted to. But it felt like someone had spilled something or ate something, and then it splatters all over the script and the writing. But then they accepted it, or they just want to make it really terrible. Either that, or they just wanted to make it look terrible by writing a terrible with terrible writing and a miserable plot that just doesn't even that's doesn't even fit right at all. And Adam Marcus, who directed it, I'm sorry, but this is your absolute worst. This is his absolute worst that he had ever done. I've seen better movies with better directors. But this was such a huge disgrace. Even 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 if you call this a horror movie, I don't find this I don't I don't I don't find this to be enjoyable at all. I don't find this to be a classic either. I find this to be really disgraceful. And yes, I keep that in mind. I hate horror movies myself. And this movie was also got panned by critics and fans alike. And it was criticized by its supernatural elements of elimination of Jason Voorhees as a physical character. And then it then was followed with the 10th film called Jason X, which that movie also looks bad. Jason X. Yeah, I could tell this movie also looks bad too. I mean, even even when it came out 8 years after, I could tell this Jason X looks bad. It's obvious to me, at least. But if you guys have different opinions on that, that's totally fine. I can tolerate your opinion. I mean, even the music was just really cheesy and it was mediocre as well. Like, the music didn't even sound suspenseful at all. It was just mediocre, actually. And the whole entire movie was just a real cringe, and it was a real pain in the ass to sit through. So yeah, personally, I find everything about this movie atrocious. The acting, the some of the gross scenes, um, the plot, the directing, everything I could say. It was just straight up terrible in my opinion. And I find this to be the worst horror movie ever. I mean, this movie was nothing but a huge joke. I mean, that's how bad it is. It is such a huge joke. Like, who even was asking for it? Apparently nobody. So besides the negatives, is there anything positive? Well, no, there isn't. So for my final rating, I'm gonna give this movie a 1 out of 7. Horrendous horror film. And there you go. That was my re-review on Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Jonathan's Media Corner here, signing off, and I'll see you guys later. And have a great day. And peace out, y'all.